No more speaking, no more interaction. It's just gonna be writing, yeah? Me doing the job, you writing the whole thing. How nice. At last, you have something to do in life. Yeah? Alright, how's life? Good. You're fine. I'm unbelievable. Fine. Man, give us some uptone here. Are you happy?
Yes.
At last we have Omar here. Oh my God! Let's give this guy a big hand here. You're such a joy to have in class, I have to admit. Okay. Right. So what we're gonna do today?
Writing.
No way. No way. I want to do some listening, guys. I don't feel like it. Okay. Everybody got their booklets?
Yes.
The this one.
Writing
The ice
mode.
speaking. Yeah. Sorry. The ice writing. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. 2017, 18, whatever. Okay, right. You just open up the window just a bit, just a notch. That's it, cheers, that's it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. A wonderful start. Okay, writing. Guys, let me give you an idea about what writing is all about, and then we can go down the tiny nitty-gritty details, as I say. Right, leave everything behind. Forget about all difficult. Are you okay, Wyatt? You're not in the mood. Alright. Leave it all behind and concentrate, please. Okay, so in IELTS writing, okay, we're talking about IELTS Academic here. We have two tasks, task 1 and task 2. For task 1, there will be the so-called business report. You're going to have to produce a report, whereby you're going to have some sort of a visual, pie chart, bar chart, or something like this. Some kind of statistics, yeah? You don't have to be an economist or a businessman or anything. You just can be any educational background to be able to handle this. All you need to do is just to have some skills to know how to deal with this and then produce a report. And that's my job, to teach you or to train you on how to do this. The thing on task 2 is the essay. Here comes the greatest weight. 2/3 of the score is devoted to the essay. 2/3. So the big chunk of effort will have to be done here. Will have to be employed over here. This is only 1/3. We're going to do this, but later, because all the skills that we're going to be learning here are somehow transferable to the task 1. So we're going to start with the hardest bit. Yeah. Now, the time you are supposed to spend in writing this is 40 minutes. The time you're supposed to spend doing this is 20 minutes. Don't worry about time management, because this is the last thing you should really worry about. We're going to have to really get the technique right. And most importantly, you have to produce a minimum of 250 words. That's the minimum. And 150 words down here. You could say, oh my lord, we're starting with a number of words here and all this, so no worries at all about the number of words, because the technique that we're going to learn simply takes you through this at no cost. It seriously hits the target, no worries whatsoever. So don't worry about it. Last thing you should worry about. But it's always good to have some facts laid on the ground here for you. Okay? Right. And I do assume that no one knows nothing about writing, so we start from scratch, guys. Yeah? Okay. Any questions before I make start? Okay. So we're starting with essay or part 2. Come along. Sit down. Do you have any space in there? You're a tall guy. Is that okay, guys in there? Do you mind? Fine. Do you mind jumping over there because you're really tall? I mean, sorry. Okay. If you don't mind, yeah.
You can corner me.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm always up for it, yeah. Okay. Okay, ladies. You can use the net underneath it to put your stuff in. Right. Okay. So we're going to start with this business here. Now, normally there will be the so-called some kind of a question. There will be a question, and there will be a task to be done for each of those essays. And number 1 task is to definitely try to understand what exactly the question is all about and what exactly the examiner wants you to do. So we're going to spare today on the so-called brainstorming or how to build up a plan before you start writing. Yeah? Remember I said there is 40 minutes allocated for this, right? Yeah? These 40 minutes should be allocated as follows. You should spend a maximum of 5 minutes on planning. You should spend about 30 minutes on actual writing of the thing. The essay itself. And we're going to have to spend 5 minutes on review. Reviewing what you have produced. And because it's paper-based, guys, so you have to use pens and papers and all that, you're going to have to do it in one shot. You don't have the chance to write it first time and then draft it, then rewrite it. There's no chance like this, right? You're going to have to write straight on. Even if you make mistakes, there's not a problem. You're not going to be degraded for that. But you're going to have to really understand this. Time allocation is very important. We are going to spend today on how to produce a proper plan. Is that clear?
Yes.
We're not going to start writing until session 3. Until we get this done, intro done, then body done, then the whole thing done. Then we can start writing the whole essay. Yeah? Okay. Any questions? No? No questions? Right. Okay. Well, I hope that everybody's on. Not off already. Okay. So, what I want you to do is... Come along. Hi. Take a seat. Okay, guys. On your booklets, please, may I ask you to go on to page... Let me guess. All right. Let's go on to page 38, please. 38. Yeah, I have to use my chair here, right? Yeah, if you don't mind. Or is there a space down there, guys? No. Do you want to bring in one of those and just sit there? Yeah. Okay, if you don't mind. Okay, guys, page 38, please. Okay, just switch off that thing. It's not working. Great, fantastic. Okay, now look at the very top of the page. What does that say? Okay, writing task 2. You should spend. Don't you have this booklet?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Open it up. 38, please. Okay. Can you share? You should spend about 40 minutes on this task. Let's follow this up, and then I can tell you what exactly you need to do. Write about the following topic. Now, what I want you to do is to go through the topic and try and produce highlight keywords. Please. Can you do this right now? See the question at the top? Right? Produce that for me. Can you do the keywording, please? Yeah, you can get in. You're amazed. Okay, just sit there, please. Don't mind. Okay, guys, right. So, can you give me the keywords, please? Thank you. Here is it. Keywords, please. Come on, help me.
Unpaid.
Thank you. Some people believe that it says unpaid community work. Or what's that? Community service. Okay.
Compulsory.
Okay. What's that? Compulsory. Yeah. Okay. Compulsory where?
High school.
All right. High school programs. All right. And this has to be a must. Yeah. Now what else? For example, there's examples about community service or community work. In case you're not familiar with this, it's like charity, improving neighborhood, whatever. All right. Okay. So here's the question for you. Some people believe that this must be a obligatory, a must part of the programs in high schools. Now, can you read the line underneath and see what exactly am I supposed to do?
Do you agree or disagree?
Okay, thank you. Do you agree or disagree? Is that right? I'm just trying to unload the question parts there. That's all I'm doing there. All right. So I did the keywording. That is the question part, and that is the task part. Okay. So, am I supposed to talk about all sorts of schools?
No.
Whether this should be part or not? No, it has to be
High school.
high school programs. Do you understand that? Now, am I supposed to talk about, I don't know, internships? I mean, working for, let's say, institution paid work? It has to be unpaid work. So there are so many very important elements. It's unpaid, and it is about community service. It's not about free service, working for free for an industrial company. No, it's working for free for the community. This is exactly it. And has to be part of high school programs. Now, can I ask you a question? What exactly do I have to agree on or disagree on?
Compulsory.
Whether this should be a must part or whether it shouldn't be a must part. Can you read the question more carefully, please? It says, some people believe that unpaid community work should be a compulsory part. That's the argument, right, of high school programs. Now, do you agree that it has to be a compulsory part, or do you disagree that it has to be a compulsory part? I am not interested in questioning whether this should be a part or not. I'm questioning whether this should be a must part or not a must part. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Now, this analysis is so important because you're going to have to really understand the case that you are trying to handle. And now you can handle it. Got my point?
Yeah.
Is that all right? Okay. Now, the question is, do you agree or disagree? Now, may I ask you, please, to have a quick think about it, quick thinking about it, and try and give me some reasons as to why you could agree or disagree. Now, before we do that, can I just stop you here? Can you read the question again? What does the question, the task, sorry, what does the task exactly say? To what extent do you agree or... Now, when I say to what extent, I mean there is a wide spectrum for that. I can strongly disagree, or I can strongly agree. Now, that's the other end, right? Or I can be just someone who disagrees, or I can be someone who, agrees. Am I right?
No.
Because the question is, to what extent? I mean, give me the degree to which you agree or disagree with this statement. Or I can be right in the middle. I can be neutral. Yeah? Well, I can say I don't think I agree or disagree. I'm on the fence on that. I am neutral. Yep, you can be this. So this is the kind of spectrum you need to think about. Now, what I want you to do is to think hard about that and tell me exactly where your position is. And I need you to produce me 2 pieces of reasons as to why you think so. Just give me ideas, keywords, thoughts. Can I ask you to spare a couple of minutes on this?
Yes.
Excuse me, are you with me?
Yes.
Do you understand? What was my question?
You want some ideas about that.
Okay, take a stand, because you need to answer the question, and give me a couple of reasons as to why you are where you are. Got that?
Yes.
Right. Spare 2 minutes, please. Alright, give you one more minute, guys. I don't want you to write full sentences, by the way. This is just brainstorming. Just flashes, ideas, keywords, that's all. Couple of reasons why. Okay, it seems that people are quite ready. You produced more than I was expecting you to produce. Yeah, I can see that in your eyes. Nice, what a good start. All right, okay, so, come on guys, let's have some of your reviews there. Abiyad, where would you stand on that?
Well, I disagree actually.
You totally, is that just disagree, yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
so Abiyad disagrees. Give me a couple of reasons, please, as to why.
Well, the first reason was some people actually work after school to help make a living, so they may not have time to do charity work.
Let's say some people are, there's the problem of poverty. Poverty, people are poor. Yeah? So they may not have the time to really work for free. But be careful, again, this is not supposed to be, supposed to be after school. This is within school
High
time.
school program, Tom. So
Yeah, alright, that's
it
it.
was during the high school. Okay, Mashi.
Ah, I see. Okay, Mashi, thank you. Because you now got the point, now you have really changed the direction of what you're saying. All right, okay. So may I give the chance to others, please? Yeah. Okay. You can think about couple of proper reasons. Yes. Okay. Yes, please go ahead.
Well, for me, I strongly agree.
Oh yes. Okay. This guy strongly agrees.
Yeah, because it's like kind of bridge between working, studying phase and working phase. It's like rite of passage.
Okay, bridging the gap between studies or educational or academic life and the practical side of life. Yeah.
So it's like it has also two sides: personal side because it teach person how to do things. And
there are two main. Also, there are advantages to this because on the personal level, people can really have this communication skills, right? Communication skills, nice, and possibly.
Yeah, there is also another reason. It's about making a habit of helping people.
Okay, there is
It's
these
like
social. Oh,
social
thank you. You're
side.
speaking my mind, man. We have this telepathy going on in between us. I was just writing the word social. There is an advantage on the personal level and the societal level too. Wonderful. That's really convincing. More than enough. That's what I'm asking for. Nice. Right. Let's have somebody else here. Come on, Tariq. I think you have a lot to tell me about.
This kind of programs.
Oh, wait a minute. What's your stand first?
Yeah, I agree.
You agree again? Okay. So I'm looking for two different reasons.
I think that it makes teenagers feel more responsible.
Wow, wow, it's about responsibility. So people be more responsible. Because if you work for free, you don't expect things in return, so that makes you more of a responsible person. Yeah, that's one reason.
If we kept practicing this programs for, I don't know, for a long time, it's gonna develop the social structure.
Wow, social solidarity. How about that?
Strong word.
Yeah, remember guys, we're gonna have to really step into this academic zone of words, yeah? It's more, the structure of the society gets stronger because people now are willing to stand for one another for free. Doesn't have to pay for that. Excellent thoughts. What I'm really happy about is that we are actually hitting the nail right on the head. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Now, I really like what Agad did. He just realized that was off track a bit, and then he got back on it, because now you can see the question dead clear. No problem. Being on track, guys, in writing is #1 priority. Even if you were Shakespeare himself, and you're writing off track, you're not going to get more than 5.5 at best, out of 9. Yeah, because you are off tracking. Yeah, you're not answering the question exactly. And the question here asks you about.
Agree or disagree.
All right, am I supposed to talk about advantages mainly or disadvantages mainly?
No, it's
No.
what you think about it.
What I think about it. Now, advantages could support my view, but that's not the main point. The main point is to what extent do you agree or disagree? Got that? Was that okay? Do you have a question, please?
No.
No, all right, okay. Let's see the disagree side, guys. Come on, anybody disagrees?
Yes.
Come on, why do you feel afraid of that, guys? You're okay to disagree. Oh, thank you, Sally. Yes, go ahead.
Because voluntary work shouldn't be obligatory because this is why it's called voluntary.
Ah.
And
So
also
this contradicts the very sense of the concept.
Volunteer.
So there is a contradiction, right, with the concept itself. The concept is not, yeah, the concept is voluntary, and you're making it a must. It's not really going to work because some people may refuse to do volunteer work.
And also it loses its emotional value because they feel themselves obliged to do.
Okay, this is this comes to this point whereby it's more, you shouldn't impose it on people. People have to do it by default or by in a voluntary manner. But both reasons are very close to one main idea, which is there's a big contradiction there. Right? Can you think of anybody disagrees here? Yes, please. Can you give us another reason why you disagree?
When we make him must do the unpaid commercial
Community work.
community service, make him hate.
Hate it. Okay. Now this contradiction could produce negative or undesirable outcomes. People can start hating this because it's a must now. You have to do unpaid work. People could start hating this, so that's not right. This could produce negative results, negative outcome. Really respect that. It's really nice when you think of the very other side of the spectrum here. Nice. Now, can I give you a piece of recommendation here? If you take a stand, I mean being with or against, take the very extreme because it's easier to justify. Got it? It's easier to say, I strongly agree, and it gives you the chance to express your views in a stronger, a more impressive manner. Right? When you say, I strongly disagree or agrees with the fact that this must be a part. So far so good?
Yeah.
Was that hard?
Yeah.
Oh my god, this must be. Okay, this is the first time you're doing that, so, okay, go ahead.
When I agree with some points in the question, can I also express some disagreement
Nope.
in the last?
Okay, that's very good question, thank you so much.
Sometimes
That is
I know
so,
it's wrong.
that's a perfect question. Can you read the task again, please? Can you read it carefully? It says, to what extent do you, or, so you have to say extent.
You said you can be neutral.
You can be neutral, in case you are neutral. Now he said, if I agree, can I just slightly disagree? You can either be one of those situations. If you are taking the neutral stand, you have to justify why you are with, why you are against, or why you agree, or why you disagree. You have to give a reason there, right? To support your view. Guys, in writing, the most important thing is to produce a consistent piece of writing. So if I'm saying I agree, and then you're just like, tell you what, I think I disagree for a bit. Let me just insert some of that.
In one point,
No, you can't just go like this. You're gonna have to go straight to the point. Yeah? Hi. Okay, do you mind using my chair there? Okay. Great. Pull it aside, please. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, when I say take a stand, means take a stand and back it up. Yeah? But don't do this mind changing halfway through. It's not gonna work.
I have idea on that.
Okay, take the stand then. Take the neutral stand. And in the planning stage, that's why in the planning stage you have to produce a clear plan. To have an easy writing experience. Otherwise you're going to be like all over the place, starting to tear her up, right? Because in the writing process, you should not keep your mind busy thinking about these things. You got them laid on the ground, that's it, now you start writing. Yeah? Okay, that's a very good question. Any more questions?
Can I say to focus on their study, not the...
You mean here?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you could say that this could drag the, students' attention or pupils' attentions to doing the work, the volunteer work, rather than just carrying on with their studies. Possibly, yeah? But be careful, this is a part of the program, it's not the whole thing. Yeah? So that's a bit shaky there. Yeah? Okay, yes, go ahead.
If we all take a natural...
Neutral. Yeah.
We speak in general, or it's my opinion?
No, you gotta have to express your opinion. I mean, it doesn't matter whether you are with or against, agree or disagree. Your opinion doesn't matter. But what really matters is the way you present it.
This is the point.
That's right.
The subject is follow the many point, and this is the points, advantages and disadvantages.
Okay.
Without saying this is my point in...
No. Again, can I ask you for the third, fourth time to read the question, please?
Yes,
No,
read
the
it.
task. Can you read it again? To what extent
do you agree?
do you? So the examiner is speaking to you.
But
So you have to say, I agree or I totally disagree.
or I say not agree or disagree.
You can't say that. You can say, I have a neutral stand on this issue for many reasons. Yeah? But you have to be personal in answering the question, because the question is directed towards you.
Okay.
Got that? Very good, deep questions in there. Okay, should we do something else? Let's do one more exercise here. Alright guys, let's go on to, let me choose an easier one. No, I'm lying. Oh my god! Let's go on to page 32, please, guys. 32. Now, what I want you to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is the following. Before you read, please don't start reading or analyzing the thing until I say so, please. Okay, so what I want you to do is this. You're gonna have to read the question carefully. Now, it is important to read the question carefully. It's way better that for you to spend like 5 minutes planning than just like spending a couple of seconds just having a quick look at the question and saving time for writing. Because there's the risk of off-tracking. Once you've off-tracked, the top score will be 5.5 or at best 6. Yeah? So you're really kind of putting a cap on that, which you don't want to do. Look guys, the thing you need to produce is the following. You're gonna have to really sum up the question in the way that you remember the way I did it previously? You know, just I put some keywords, draw some arrows and all that. Symbolize it. Yeah? Do you know what I mean? Just symbolize it the way you like. Yeah? And then you're gonna have to produce the task itself. And I would rather do these boxes in this sense because they drag your attention to the right place. You can't keep reading the question times and again as you start writing, guys. Symbolize it. What's the advantage of symbolizing the question, putting it in symbols or in keywording format? What's the point? What's the advantage?
Focus on what they want.
Get the main idea, focus your attention to the very exact thing or demand of the writer, of the examiner, that he or she wants you to do. And this will actually get your attention exactly to where it should be. Yeah? It's all about concentration and being on track. Got it? Okay, so I want you to produce this, produce that, and then we can actually do something else. Right? Can you do this now? Within the next minutes or so, please? Sorry. Yeah, do produce this for me. Work on it. Okay. All right, guys. Give you half a minute, half an extra minute, please. Okay, now let's work on this together, guys. Come on. So, what's the main, the central issue here? Yes, please.
We have both. We have two sides of the topic. We have parents and,
Parents.
and schools.
And schools.
And the issue is good member of society.
Okay, right. But they are actually working on kids, children, right?
Children.
Right?
To
Children.
make them good members of society.
Thank you. The main big thing is to have them like good members of the society. That is the main issue. On how they can contribute, either parents or schools, in educating kids to become good members of the society. Yeah. What exactly the main task?
Discuss.
Both view.
Discuss both views and give your opinion. So what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna have to really go for view 1, and then go for view 2, and then give my opinion. Thank you. Now the question is, what is view 1? Parents should educate kids to become like this. View 2 is schools should become like this, right? That's the two views. Finally, you're gonna have to have your opinion. Now you could be with the first one, or you can be with both. Actually, you can say, okay, I believe that parents and schools should play a part in doing this. Fine, so long as you can justify your opinion, no problem.
Can I
You're
start
happy?
with my opinion?
That's a very good point. Now, logically speaking, do you think it is recommended to start with my opinion?
No.
Look, I believe that, and I don't care about these two. Right? Logically speaking, it is much more recommended to follow the order of the question. So present view 1. Now, whichever is view 1, doesn't matter. Then present view 2. Then give your opinion after you have presented both views. It is more logical. Yeah? Okay. So far so good?
Yeah.
Is that hard?
No.
No. Right. Okay. So what am I supposed to do right now? Now what I want you to do is to have view 1, which says, let's say, parents should do children become effective members of the society. Yeah, that's view 1. Am I right?
Yeah.
Now what I want you to do is to give me a couple of reasons supporting this idea. The other thing is view 2. It says, no, schools that should really teach kids to become good members of society. And I would like you to produce 1 reason, 2 reasons. Are you following me, guys?
Yes.
Is that boring? That's the most interesting thing you can do in your life. Ever. Right. It's even more interesting than bungee jumping, I guess, right? I don't know. Now, your opinion. What is your opinion? State it, and reason 1, reason 2. Guys, we are now getting more into a full plan. The plan is now being shaped into more of a comprehensive one. Is this enough to just say, okay, well, I believe that, I support this view, and that's it? You can't do that. You really have to produce a convincing argument, if you like. Is that right? Just that what I want you to do? Now, I'm going to give you about 1, 2, 3, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to produce a reason 2, a reason 2, a reason 2. Mind you, I don't want you to produce sentences. Just keywords, snapshots. Got that? Let's go on. Just, thank you. Thank you so much. Just sit where we are. Thank you.
ما في كلمة دائية ما
جد ما في أسباب إنما يعني
الافكار اللي صارت تصير هاي بدايتها تحط غيره او اذا ما
تحط في زرار وصلت لهون لازم ما بين المدرسة والمنزل
والجينز
الغرابة ما كنت أستطيع
جينات
بالاوبينيون شامل الاثنين
شغالة
مو مبين إلا اللون
هذا فعلا بروجيكتور
اعطيني جاكيت عندك ورا كثير محامي فتح الشباك وقع والله ما شكله استاذ اي مو سيد الطول منهج
تتكرر الفكرة بس ما بتتكرر ولكن الريدنج مستحيل.
ريدنج ايه؟ سبيكينج هذا سبيكينج اصلا بتتكرر
تتكرر كثير بالسبيكينج.
السبيكينج اما مثل ما تقول ريدنج
لأنه الجامعة البريطانية بياخذوا الريدنج كتب
البريتش يعني هاي فيها 2 مليون حط كلمة بس
هو أحسن أستاذ اللي طلع على الأرض.
ده خلينا
من قبل
لا انت لانه رح بدك اياها
اول مرة تجي على لبنان لو اخر مرة وحياتي والله بدي اخذ الكلمة وفعلا هي كانت
طيب ليش ما اجى؟ تاخذ بريك شو انت لو
رايتنج تحسه حساس. جملة انت كنت بصيغة راح بس انه اصلا خلال الدوام ما هي مرة هذه فكرة صغيرة فكر فيها تروح.
لا انا مش فاهم خطوطها نهائيا غير
Alright, sorry. So, here we go. Reasons, please, come on. I need everybody to participate. You want, why should parents teach kids to be effective. Why parent? Come on. Yes? Sorry.
Because parents have more impact on their children than anyone else does.
Oh, they are more influential. Yes, thank you.
Many theorists says that it all starts with the family.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
That
means that is supposed to be by the parents. Yeah.
Okay, but why? Why should parents be
Because
there?
they are influential.
Possibly, yeah. I need another reason. I see what you're saying. Now you can use what you said, Tariq, to support this evidence, because we're gonna stretch those. Yeah. But I need a different reason. Yes, please, Ihab.
Because the parents be all the time with the home, with their parents,
Okay.
see their behavior.
They spend more time with the parents. Okay. Right, that's a good reason. Okay, let's see more. Yes, please, Rama.
Because parents can start when the children are very younger, before they go to school.
Okay, خلينا نقول exposure time. Exposure is greater with parents. Because kids spend the first few years of their lives being exposed to parents, behaviors, morals, instructions, whatever you want to call it. So they are a bit more likely to influence them and to actually be the main factor to educate them to be effective members of the society. There's more exposures to parents. They are more influential because they are their parents. They have greater impact on them. يعني بلشنا نقرب شوي. Come on, let's see more.
I think learning process.
They what? Sorry.
Learning process. It started early from school. So
Earlier than school. Okay. يعني خلينا نقول exposure or learning process. Okay, I got that. Okay.
On the other hand, kids tend to listen to their parents.
But why?
Because they are their parents.
But what? I can't ask them. Why are they their parents? No, that's the wrong question. I see where you're coming from.
There is an impact, yeah.
And a bit the reasons as to why these should be the educators of their kids to be effective members of society. Why parents, not schools? That's what this view is all
Well,
about.
children look up to their parents.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the same.
Respect, influence, and all this. It's all in there. All right. Let's say this is okay. Yes, Rasha.
Maybe the parents are more careful about their children to be good and
More caring. Yeah. More caring. More.
interests or want to
Have greater interest in educating their kids. Possibly more caring. Yeah. That's all right. That's more than enough. Yeah. Now let's look into the second view. Why should it be schools, not parents?
The school is a symbol of community, like symbol of community. The children can be good in school.
That's really nice. Schools are small communities, so kids can be trained to be more effectively. Trained
not theory.
More effectively. To become good members of the society. Because a school can be a society, a mini society. That's really clever. That's really nice. Yes, Mohammed?
Schools have more effective and modern academic way teaching.
The ways, the approaches, the variety of. Yes, exactly. Oh, that's really nice. Strategies, ways. Okay, the ways they actually educate, the variety, greater variety of ways to influence kids and educate them to become good members of the society. Yeah. Whoops. Yes, that's really nice. There are a variety of ways. It's not only instructions, possibly games, group activities, stuff like that. Yes, please.
Children probably spend much more time at school than they do at home.
Now, if you say they have greater exposure to their parents, you can't say can't contradict yourself. Yeah.
Well, I didn't say that, and they wouldn't.
Okay, thank you. It's just like shoot me right in the head, right? Okay, I respect that. Now, assuming you did this, you can't do that.
Seriously.
Assuming you didn't do that,
Yes,
you
of
can
course.
definitely state this as a reason. You're so right. But because I did it, so I'm gonna ignore you. Sorry. I very much respect that. Yes,
I
that's
have a
right.
question.
Yes, go ahead.
Could your reasons be like based on the first one? It's like
It has to be generically different.
like you said, exposure from parents could be
Exposure to parents.
Yeah, to parents. Could we say like a family has been like fragmented? That's why it's better. The school's better. It's like based on the first. Reason.
Yeah, that's the
Like
kind of continuation. You can say that. The very opposite to this.
Exactly.
Because families nowadays, most families are fragmented. I like the word. It's so nice. ممكن نقول that's the third reason. Most families are fragmented. So that's why schools are the side or the party that should play the whole role in doing this job. You're absolutely right. Fragmented families. Due to war, due to social problems, all sorts. Fantastic reason, fantastic. What I have to do here, guys, is to produce totally different reason that serves the same purpose. Got it? Okay, good. Now, what about your opinion?
I have a question.
Yes, before we get into
could we, by saying our opinion, rephrase the one we agree about?
Yeah,
like
well, that's what you have to do anyway, later
exactly.
on. Yeah.
So you don't have
so
to add
not
more
to
reason.
repeat, yeah, possibly. You can paraphrase those, or better, you can just come up with different ones. Yeah, but you can paraphrase them. That's no problem. Both are okay. So let's say that just to take the most, the majority of your opinions here. Let's say that you are supporting view 1 and view 2. You are with both views, right? No. So give me a reason as to why you can see that parents should do that, or I mean that what I mean is, sorry, you see that it's parents and school. Now I know this is harder to produce because you have to produce different reasons there.
An integrated process.
Okay, because it's integrated.
It should be at school and at home.
So kids should be exposed to their parents' values and at home. And schools should build on that. Schools can add on and build on. Yeah, it's integrated, it's complementary, it's very a consistent piece of work. You have to have both to get the result of good members of the society. That's the main target. Yeah, it's an integrated process. Can't be separated, okay? That's a very good reason, yeah.
Like a conditional. Put the plan or strategy and the system control or control the system.
Okay, so both would have to work together in parallel, right? So if school is teaching kids to have good values and parents are not, they're not going to get a result. If parents are teaching kids to have good values but schools are corrupted, you're not going to get any result. So you need both, definitely, because how can I explain that? Now, integrated, gosh.
Can I say?
It's a, what? Sorry? Do you get my point?
Yeah.
All right, the collaboration is a must, right? Collaboration is a must. Now, I know this is somehow interlinked with this, but you can justify it or extend it in a different way, because you have to have both on the same side to produce. You need both. You can't have any individually. You can't have. Yeah? You have to have both to get good members of the society. Got that? They have to work together on parallel. You can't have them working in two different directions.
Maybe we can say we have two methods. Emotional one by parents
And educational.
systematic.
Yeah, systematic and emotional. Wow.
I say
Systematic, emotional. Can you hear what I'm hearing here? It's really kind of tough words coming out somewhere. Somebody saying it's integrated, the other saying whatever, influential. Guys, what's going on in the word? You're doing your homework behind my back here? Okay. Why not? Please do. Okay, anybody else? Okay, that's exactly it. Now, is that clear to everyone here? Any questions? Okay, right. Sorry. Thank you. Any questions?
No.
Okay. Now, the last step that we've got is to try and train on this to get it under the 5 minutes band kind of thing, time band. Do you get my point? It's a bit of training to be done. Okay. Right. Any questions?
Yeah, sorry. If we go with one of these opinions, could we say why we disagree about one of them, the opposite one?
If you go, okay. If you say, let's say that you support view one, so you produce
Not about
evidences
why we
that
disagree
contradict
about
those. Yeah, sure. So it's very logical.
Oh.
So right, absolutely right. I've taken the hardest bit there, whereby you have to support both. So you have to produce new reasons that you haven't produced here, because you see that both would have to be together. Good. Yep.
Maybe it's the same question that we just
So same answer. Right, done.
Let's support one of these.
If you support one view,
Yeah.
try and produce evidences that contradict this view, or the main reasons. If you support view one, produce evidences that are in contrary to those, or you can just paraphrase those.
What about view two?
Just do the contrary reasons, the ones that are totally opposite. Yeah. Okay. Right. Any questions? Right. Would you like a short break?
Yes.
Right, guys. Welcome back. Okay. So, may I please? Okay. Can you go on to page 28, please? Now.
Yeah.
28.
Yeah.
Some experts believe that it's better for kids to begin learning a foreign language at primary school rather than secondary school. All right. Page 28, please. Now, what you are supposed to do is the very exact thing here. I'd like you to produce excuse me, before you start working, please. I'd like you to produce a full plan to this question. So, before we go through the evidencing on all this, I'd like you to do this and this. Stop for a minute, check things out, and then we can do the rest. Are you alright?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a minute for this one. Come on.
Okay, so
Just do this and that, please. Page 28. Okay, I think this is enough time to produce this symbolization thing, the two boxes filled. Alright, so what's the main issue here? It's about learning foreign language, yeah? So, okay, that's a foreign language thing. So what's the point? What is exactly the issue here?
Primary school and secondary school.
Language on primary school better than.
Okay, right. Let's read the question together, please, so we can get to the right exact thing. It says, yes, please, Ariad. Some experts
believe that it is better for children to begin learning a foreign language at primary school rather than secondary school.
Okay, so it's foreign language learning for children. I'm not interested in learning foreign language by adults. It's all about children, yeah? So some people believe that this should be done at primary, yeah? Or rather than secondary school. So some people believe, no, it is primary, not secondary. That should be the stage at which they start. Okay, you can say not. Yeah? Got that?
Yeah.
So what exactly is the task in there? What am I supposed to do? Can you read the task for me?
The advantages of this outweigh the disadvantages.
Wow. Do the advantages outweigh disadvantages? So what am I supposed to do here?
Give more advantages.
Do the advantages, then the disadvantages, and then decide which one outweighs which or compare. Am I right here?
Yeah.
I'm just following a logical process in here. So first thing I need to do is to do the advantages, then the disadvantages, then I'm going to have to say which one outweighs which. This is more like an assessment to be done. Outweigh means which one is more important, more significant.
So this means comparison, then giving the result.
Yes, you're gonna have to do that. Well, all we're doing is unlocking the task. But there is a big mistake that people learning writing do normally, and that is learning templates, ready-made templates. For instance, if the task is view 1, view 2, and then your opinion, okay, that's an opinion essay. We're gonna do this, this, and that. If the task is agree, disagree, I'm gonna do this and that. But the problem is, in IELTS writing, the examiner might actually get you a task that is a mixture in between two modules or two types of essays. So you're going to have to really analyze. You can't use like templates. Oh, that's an opinion essay, I do this and that. And that's an advantage, disadvantage, do this and that. No, the examiner could really produce you a mixed up task. So you have to analyze it, understand it, and then get to know what you have to do. It's all analytical process. You see this analytical process that we're following, guys? Yes. This is not only good for your IELTS writing. This is good for your tasks and assignments that you're going to be doing in your masters or PhDs. This is the way to do it. Whenever you have a project or an assignment to do, you're going to have to understand the question first, plan it hard, and then start writing. And this is the same process here. It's a very exact methodology that you're going to be following in your master's degrees, trust me. Okay, right, so, is that clear?
Yeah.
I have one question.
Like, can I just, sorry to interrupt, I'll take your question. When I say advantages, what exactly am I going to have to discuss in terms of this advantages? What are these? Advantages of what?
Advantages of primary.
Yes, advantages of doing this in primary rather than secondary. The disadvantages of doing foreign language at this stage rather than this stage. You're going to have to always be on track with what you're discussing. It's not the advantages of secondary school versus primary school. It's the advantage or disadvantages of learning, teaching kids foreign language here rather than here. You always have to be on track. You always have to tackle the issue. Yeah? Okay, okay, I knew that was your question, right? Okay. And finally, you have to produce an assessment. Which one do you think is more important? This or that? And why? Got that? Yes. So, let me give you a quick idea on essays. You know, essays have, anybody knows what an essay comprises of? Yes. You have some sort of intro, yes? And then you have a body of the essay, and then you have finally conclusion. Right? That's exactly it. Now, our plan is designed to really know what should the body include. Yeah? My task is to discuss this, this, and that. And that is the body of my essay. So basically, your first task is to do the advantages. And then you're going to have to discuss the disadvantages. And obviously the advantages of what? Okay, foreign language to be taught at primary rather than secondary. That's the main thing here. The disadvantages of this, the advantages of that, and finally, I'm gonna have to give my opinion. I mean, let's decide. Let's say the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. Let's say this. Let's everybody actually follow this in here. Right, okay, so what I need you to produce is 1, 2 advantages, 1, 2 disadvantages, and 1, 2 reasons. Be careful, this is reasons here. As to why this outweighs that. Did you get my point?
Yes.
Are you following?
Yep.
Alright. Advantages, just give me 2. Disadvantages, give me 2. And then finally, let's say that everybody decides that these outweighs those, so you're gonna have to really give 2 reasons as to why. Even if you're not convinced, guys, I don't care about your opinion. You know, I'm a dictator here. But you're gonna have to really think from that side of the whole thing.
Yep.
Do you understand this, guys?
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna give you about 5 minutes for this, no more.
Small question.
No, I can only do big ones.
Isn't this a template, or we should?
You actually produce this according to the task. Right, let me just stop you for a second. I said this is the design of your body, of the body of your essay, right?
Okay.
Are you following me?
Yes, yes.
This is the design of the body of your essay. So there will be paragraph 1 here, paragraph 2 here, and paragraph 3 there. You can have 2 paragraph essay, or you can have 3. That's the maximum.
I'm asking because you said that we shouldn't
learn templates. No, I have designed this according to this. It's tailored out, right? It's not a dead-on template that applies to all sorts. This is designed on the basis of that, right? Okay, guys, let's go. 5 minutes, please. Yes, Ahmed.
Is it the comparison between?
That's not only a comparison. That's more than... Guys, that's a very good question here. I mean, when it comes to the question as does this outweigh that, outweighs that? Is this just a comparison, or you have to give an assessment?
Yes.
Are you following?
Yes, it's about
It's
why.
about, can you wake up a bit? Yes, wake up. Thank you. Sleepwalking, yeah? Ladies and gentlemen, when I am tackling the question is, should advantages this outweigh, or which one outweighs which? Is this just a mere or simple comparison? Or is it a bit more than that? So you have to produce an assessment.
Yes, you have to do an assessment.
I mean, when you do an assessment, you have to take a decision in saying, this is more important than that, or this is more important than that. It's not only a comparison. You have to take a decision. Which one is more important? That's more than a comparison. Okay, and you need to tell me why this is more important than that, in this case. Alright guys, let's go. 5 minutes please, no more. Okay guys, right. Can you help me please?
Yes.
Advantages of primary, not secondary, versus secondary. Ashur, yes please?
Level up in early stage.
Level up at the early stage. You mean linguistically level up?
Yeah.
In IELTS writing, guys, we need to try and avoid phrasal verbs. I mean, a verb plus a preposition. Try and use different words, not the phrasal verb. Phrasal verbs are okay, but they're not academic. If you want to go really up this scale, okay. So increase. Sorry.
The learning ability is more in children.
The advantage is they can.
The ability to learn is more.
They can actually, yes, they can actually be equipped with a foreign language more easily. Because they actually what? They are fresh-minded. Oh, nice. They can pick up a foreign language at this stage really easily, more easily. Yes, please.
Yes, younger children can acquire language unconsciously sometimes, and
You can do it unconsciously. I would really love this.
And we have something called the MI theory. It means multiple intelligences, and we can divide children to groups.
Okay, that would be an extension to the evidence that you
No,
produce.
this is another point. So teachers can use songs or games according to each skill.
Okay, this is more likely, Sally, to be under this big title here. They can learn more easily because they can absorb languages more subconsciously. They have this MI theory thing that you've just like laid out and you're showing off with, right? Okay, that's really super. But I need another. That's really good, Sally. But I need another reason as to why at primary, not secondary. Be careful, guys. We're gonna have to draw some comparison here. Yes, please.
Learning process is communication. So we must be in primary.
A long time.
Sorry, I didn't get the point.
It's easier to introduce new stuff to.
Okay.
Okay. Learning process is collective, not take.
The learning process is it's a collective process.
It's collective.
You need to
start early.
You need to start early. Yeah, you need to start early. I really like that. Early in learning foreign languages. That's really nice. That's very good.
Is
Yeah.
it possible to say that it adds critical thinking abilities?
Definitely.
But
Yeah.
it's not comparing. It's not related to the second.
You have to draw some. So children can develop more of a analytical thinking, or analytical thinking in terms of language. I wouldn't go for that one, right? How about? All right, let me extend this more. How about children can become more open-minded at an early stage of their lives, right? They can be exposed to different cultures at early stage of their lives. Don't you think so? Yes, we're talking about very early stages. So they can think of the English culture more in a more open-minded way. They can think of the Spanish language or Spanish culture and then more in an open-minded way and all this. So you are training kids to be open-minded to other cultures. Easier to really absorb other cultures, right? Okay, yeah. I mean, that can be done there. Yeah.
Produce more intellectual and well-educated members of the society in the future.
Can you believe that? Oh my God, let's give him a big hand. Come on, give this guy a big hand here. Yes, you can produce more effective and highly educated people. They're open-minded to other cultures and all that. That's really good. Super. All right, let's do the disadvantages, please. Wait a minute. The disadvantages of what? Learning a foreign language, a primary rather than secondary for kids.
I have a question, please.
Oh, okay.
May I?
You can.
Okay. If I couldn't find any disadvantages about this topic that
Lie about it.
Yeah, I can't lie about it. Just say anything. I can't say.
So long as it's logically connected to
Yeah,
what
I
you're
know,
saying.
but I just can't lie.
Yeah, you definitely. I mean, the examiner there is not going to check your paper and say, that was a lie, you know, it's a lying detection thing. No. Just say whatever you want, so long as it's logical and adds up. There's no contradiction to what you're saying.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea to talk about disadvantages and start showing the positive side of the whole thing. No, be careful. Yeah.
So about that question, could we like put false statics about the effect?
You can do.
Yeah.
You definitely can do. You can say a recent research has found that 90% of kids who learn a foreign language in primary school can find better jobs when they become 20 plus. Yeah, why not? There's no one going to check your statistics. Definitely. Don't tell me that the examiner is going to Google it. No, you're wrong. I'm just going to cross it. No, this is a language test. It's not a technical test. You definitely can do that. But that's what we're going to do next time. We're going to train you how to lie, guys, right? Okay, produce false evidences. Yeah. Okay, I think the disadvantages. Come on, yes, please.
Too complex to comprehend by children.
Children can be confused, possibly, yeah? Confused. Their mother tongue can, with the foreign language.
Sure enough to
Yeah,
understand.
they can start to become confused. They can't even, they can speak possibly English, but not proper Arabic, or the other way around, possibly. Yeah, that's a good possibility. Yes, please.
It might distract them from other more important subjects.
Distraction, confusion and distraction can distract them from doing other, let's say, more technical modules or more technical knowledge to be learned. Yeah, that's right.
If they learn it like in false way, it will stick in their mind.
Now be careful. Here you're questioning the way of teaching English or a foreign language. But that's not the question. The question is about the stage at which they have to learn. Not the way.
Yeah, but it's like if they learn it in primary school, it will be like critical.
So what you're saying, if they get it wrong at a very early stage, this could really feed out throughout their lives.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's like when you learn the word country as the word country, not country. So it keeps, you stick to, all right, okay, that's really nice. I would use that here if I don't find another better or better disadvantage. Anybody, sorry?
At this age, they should take more time for being happy and play and whatever.
Ah, this can take them off their happy to their play time and all that. Okay, that's really good. But I really like what you said is absolutely right. I really like your idea. Yes, Jacob?
I would say that not all schools are suited to this process. So
because not all schools are suited, so mistakes in the learning process can be magnified. Yeah, do you know what magnified?
Yes.
Can be
Maximum.
magnified. If not really caught up. I mean, one thing could be what Yakuba said is that the schools may not be equipped, so they can receive wrong information or can be taught the language in a wrong way. You're so right about that. Okay, fine, fantastic. Let's move on. Let's say the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. The question is, why?
The effect of the advantages is more
Okay, but I need a reason why. What you're saying is right, exactly here, but I need a reason why.
Because with the proper
they are more doable and applicable.
Examples can be given later. That's what we're going to do next time. We're going to learn next time how to stretch these evidences. Yeah, but be careful. You said something.
More doable and applicable. The advantages more than the disadvantages.
Okay, advantages are more doable and applicable. Yeah.
Applicable.
But I need to know why. You're saying you're just paraphrasing this, but I need to know why. Why advantages are more important than disadvantages? I need you to convince me why. Yes, please.
Being bilingual nowadays is in very high demand.
Let's give this guy a big hand here. Come on. See the word bilingual? Did you see that? Wow! Being bilingual is a must these days. You need to find a job. You need to really have better life standards and all this. Bilingual, it's a must. It's because of globalization, possibly. Yeah. I don't know if you want to know.
But it doesn't relate to the comparison.
No. You need to look. You need to teach kids at a very early stage because they have to be bilingual at a very early stage. I mean, I'm just doing keywording here, but what I mean bilingual at an early stage. Yeah, it's fine. No, it's a fair question. Fantastic evidence. Wonderful. I can't stop, just praising that evidence. Okay. I should thank you. Okay, yes, please.
When they learn a foreign language and get the lack of the first language content, this content, they may learn it in the future, but they can't learn the foreign language.
I see what you're saying. I see. You're getting back to this point. It's easier to earn a new language, but I need a reason. Why this is more important than that? Come on. Just throw a very important one.
Because with the proper planning and because with proper planning, all of the disadvantages we just mentioned can be erased, which makes the advantages just, outlast.
Okay, yeah, you can say that. With proper learning process, these can be minimized. Yeah, I can really buy into this. I really like this. With a proper learning process, the disadvantages can disappear. Yeah, I really like that. I'll take this if I don't find a better one. That's really nice.
They could be like native speakers if they...
they can what, sorry?
They can be like native speakers if they started at...
it's tapping into this too, right? Okay, how about the being understanding of other cultures and at a very early stage? This integration, cultural integration, right? Cultural integration, If you really learn Spanish or English at a very early stage of your life, the first place you can think of going to, possibly Spain or England. You have no language, you have no cultural barriers, right?
Yes.
Do you like this point? Cultural barriers? No. Cultural barriers can be brought down. There will be no cultural barriers, sorry. So less cultural barriers. So this helps people to integrate more. So more integration. Although I really like what Aviat said here is that, you know, these can easily be fixed out so you can enjoy the benefits or the advantages of this, definitely. So far so good? Was that alright, guys? Yes. Now what we've done today is just to really get you thinking up on your feet and just get you onto the right track of thinking about essay questions. Now what do you think we should do next?
Take homework.
Right. Yes, please. Thank you. Let's have a piece of homework. Thank you, Omar. You're a great guy. Yeah, he just like disappeared all this time, and now he's coming back and telling me, look, we're gonna have to do this. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I have the question on page 64, please. That's the homework, guys, for next time. Page 64. That's 1, 2. Now what I need you to do, basically, is produce a full plan like this for the one on page 64. You're joking here. Thank you for coming back. Are you alright?
Yeah.
I really like your eagerness to not miss anything here. Alright, that's the first one. And the other one is... right. The one on page 60, please. So you have 2 essays. Page 64 and page 60. Now, what do you have to do?
Do this plan 5 minutes?
Proper plan. No, I'm going to be really nice to you. I can be happy with 10 minutes, but you can do up to 8 minutes in the second one. Please, guys, right? That's the maximum. Guys, it's all about concentration. That's not really it. You're going to only have to spend 18 minutes training back home, guys. That's too easy. Yeah? Right, we're going to have to start working on, as you can see, guys, I have started using these more like academic words, which I really like. Some of you guys have just been using this very effectively. I love this. Now, you have the booklet of academic word list. The academic word list. Remember the tiny, very thinny booklet that you got in your packages? Yeah, academic word list. Now there are sub-lists in there. I'm going to show you on the board next time how to use it. But let me just see how people are going to go about it. Guys, there are sub-lists in there. There are 1 to 10 sub-lists. Now I would like you just to do the first sub-list. Remember the way I told you about when you had to deal with the language reviews? Remember how we dealt with language reviews? Yes. Can you give me the steps, please? Steps? No, language reviews. You have an exercise, you have to really... Can you remember? Alright, okay, try them. Try them.
Check them.
Kill them. Right, okay.
Check them.
Thank you. Check them. Check the answers. Right, first try, then check.
Then learn.
Thank you. All I want you to do is to pick up to 10 phrases and collocations. Now, guys, I need you to pick up a couple of words, collocation, phrase, yeah? I need you to start working on this, because next time I'm going to show you how to really do this more effectively. But I need everyone here to try sub-list 1. They're so, you wouldn't believe how useful those vocabulary and phrases are. Yeah? You can say, for instance, you can say continual improvement or development. Continual development, that's a collocation. Instead of saying ongoing, non-stop development of something. Continual development or improvement. How well and how academic that would be. That's so nice, guys. You know what? Writing is like painting a piece of, I don't know, a picture. You know when you paint a picture? Yeah. Anybody into painting or drawing? Yeah. You know, it's more like or playing some music. Nobody? Guys, writing is very much like a piece of art that you're producing. It very much has your personal touch in it. You know what? If someone doing some cosmetic surgery, right? You're doing the nose here and doing the cheeks and all that. So it's very artistic kind of thing. Yeah. You can use academic words to make it more impressive. You can use simple English to make it really boring, and it's very much you. It's very much absolutely you. It's like a piece of art that you're trying to do here, or produce. I know you're dull of the whole thing. No, you're not dull. You are off this thing, yeah?